Welcome back to another episode of In4min. As always, I'm Jalen Russell, joined again by Jalen Gray. We're going to hop right into the news from February 18th. On that Saturday, at a campaign-style rally in Orlando, Donald Trump vowed to achieve his legislative agenda despite the lies, misrepresentations, and false stories from the media. Additionally, in that speech, he cited a terror attack in Sweden as evidence that large-scale immigration is damaging, despite the fact that that attack never happened.
All right, moving on to Sunday, February 19th. Trump met with 4 NSA candidates to replace Michael Flynn and his associates. Senator Bob Menendez, a Democrat from New Jersey, called Trump's immigration policy one that amounts to, quote, mass deportation, where you indiscriminately pursue any immigrant, end quote. And lastly, former Defense Secretary Leon Panetta expresses doubt over reports that the intelligence community is withholding information from President Trump.
On Monday the 20th, Vice President Mike Pence said that he and Trump support a free and independent press, despite the fact that Trump called the fake news media the enemy of the American people last week. Additionally, Donald Trump named Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster the new National Security Advisor. Officer General McMaster, rather, is a career Army officer who's one of the premier minds in the Army and is known for speaking his mind to his authorities.
Okay, on Tuesday, the Trump administration released a pair of memos outlining aggressive enforcement of immigration laws. In it states that any immigrant who is convicted, charged, or suspected of a crime is a priority for deportation. It also expands the use of expedited removals, which is faster deportation for those who can't prove that they've been in the U.S. for 2 years, and it does not require a court order. Lastly, it allows for the possibility of deportation or prosecution for adults who have helped kids enter illegally.
In response to those deportation memos, the Mexican foreign minister said that Mexico will not accept all deported people from the United States like that memo calls for. Additionally, the Trump administration rolled back protections for transgendered students, essentially saying that schools don't have to allow transgendered students, to enter the bathroom of the gender with which they identify.
Okay, on Thursday, Trump called his aggressive deportation policy, quote, a military operation that is getting really bad dudes out of the country. The Trump administration is also rolling back an Obama-era plan to phase out the federal government's use of private prisons. On the same day, Steve Bannon at a conservative political action conference called reporters, quote, the opposition party. And lastly, a Politico report came out that the campaign manager for the Trump administration, Paul Manafort, faced a blackmail attempt by a Ukrainian parliamentarian who had damaging information on him and President Trump.
On Friday the 24th, Donald Trump signed a regulatory executive order, which creates regulatory forces to repeal old regulations at each agency. Additionally, that executive order requires federal agencies to appoint regulatory watchdogs to enforce Donald Trump's agenda. Additionally, a draft intelligence report from the Department of Homeland Security said that there is no evidence that citizens from the 7 banned countries in the travel ban pose a terror threat to the United States. And lastly, the White House blocked reporters from CNN, New York Times, The Hill, BBC, LA Times, New York Daily News, Politico, Daily Mail, and BuzzFeed, among other news organizations, from covering a Sean Spicer Q&A session. That is all we have for you this week. Thanks for watching. Have a great